Okay, so today's topic is about present tense affirmations, like manifesting in the present tense, thoughts in the present tense, right? Because really, when you want to manifest something, usually, thinking them in the present tense is the way to go because that is the natural language of the universe, is the present tense thinking, right? So, usually when you think about, like, um, I want a house or something, um, if you don't have much negative resistance at all, then just go ahead and think, I am in my dream house, I am, cooking in my dream kitchen or whatever, right? Um, what I've noticed is that when I do it like that, when I don't have much negative resistance to that subject, so in this case, the house is the subject, so I don't really have much negative resistance to that. So I can, imagine myself being in this house in the present tense, like as if it's going on now. I can act as if I'm in my dream house now. I can think thoughts like, like I said, like, I'm in my dream house. I'm in the house I've always wanted. There's 3 floors here or whatever. There's balconies and, whatever you want, right? In the present tense, and that applies for everything else. It could be money, relationships, whatever. Um, and so in my journey, I'm at the point where I'm playing with these um, present moment affirmations, right? Affirmations that are, like as if it's already happened type of thing. Um, and honestly, like I feel even more vibration, like positive vibrations when I do that now. Like, so when I'm thinking positive thoughts, it's like it's a little unnormal sometimes to think to think about what you want in the positive sense of having it, right? But think about it, that's what manifestation is, right? Getting into the energy of having it. So yeah, so that's what the message of this podcast video is really about. Is if you haven't already, if it's an easy subject, you can just go ahead and use the ing or ing. I'm sorry, that's what I'm gonna get to next. You can use the present tense affirmations, present tense thoughts, right? Uh, that's pretty simple. That's pretty simple to understand, and I just find that when you level up to that level, there's just so much more juice and energy in that. But now I want to talk about what if you have a lot of resistance? What if have a struggle using present tense affirmations? And I just call them affirmations. They're not necessarily always have to be affirmations, right? Affirmations are just thoughts, right? They're just thoughts. We're talking about positive thoughts. So we're just talking about positive thoughts in the present moment tense, right? But if for the most people who are watching this, you are not at the point where you're able to master your negative thoughts, meaning that like you're at the point where you're not really experiencing a lot of the negatives. And if you are experiencing a lot of negatives, you might want to possibly think about coaching. I actually offer 15-minute free coaching calls, and the link will be in the description below. But if you're a beginner and you're struggling with your thoughts, definitely sometimes, like, when you're trying to be present tense with it, it doesn't feel that as good. So if that's the case, then I just want to let you know there's nothing wrong with using, like not past tense, but using affirmations, like using words like I am going to have that house, I am going to have money, right? That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Your emotions will tell you if that statement is bringing you closer or further away from your manifestations, right? Are you closing the gap of your manifestations, or are you actually kind of like moving further away from it in a sense, right? And you can tell by the way you feel. You can tell if you're moving closer to your manifestations or further away from your manifestations by the way you feel. So when you are using ing affirmations, like ing ending, like, you know, I am getting that house, I am feeling good about that house, or whatever. It's perfectly fine. Look at how you feel, and look at where you are on your journey, right? But specifically how you feel. If that feels good, dude, that's great. You're moving towards your manifestations, and that's all that matters. The momentum going towards that manifestation is all that matters. Because if you're going that direction and you just don't do anything to like move away from the direction of your manifestation, then you're just gonna, because we live in the universe based on law of attraction and everything, you're going to move towards the path of what you want, right? So it's always about your emotions. Like your emotions are messengers about your thoughts. So there's nothing wrong with like, thoughts of the future, right? And it's actually, for most people who aren't at that high level of thought mastery yet, who are really still struggling with a lot of these negative thoughts, you want to start simple, right? You want to use these simpler affirmations, like I am going to have my house, my car, whatever it is that you want, right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And you actually still, if it feels good, you're actually still moving towards your manifestations. When you reach a high level, that's when you really want to step into the ing, or the present moment thoughts, right? Because now you're reaching a new level of mastery. But this is not required to manifest, right? You don't need to do some weird you don't have to do some, I don't know, some weird manifestation ritual to manifest what you want. Because the truth is, when you feel good, everything that you want comes to you, right? So just a quick refresher of the receiving mode, which is step one, quick refresher of the 3 steps of manifestation, which is step one, you launch, you have a new desire just by living life. You launch new rockets every single day. You launch new rockets of desire. So as you live life, just by living, you're launching new desires, which is great. That's causing the expansion of the whole universe. That's automatic. You don't have to worry about that. Step two, source answers. The moment you have a desire, in the same exact moment, source answers. So in the same exact moment you have a desire, it manifests instantly, at least energetically, at least vibrationally. Step two, you don't have to worry about. Step three is the only part of the missing equation of manifestation, which is you feeling good. Because when you feel good, that means that you have raised your vibration. And when you raise your vibration is compatible with source energy. So you get in alignment. And when you're in alignment, you're in a receiving mode. They all mean the same thing. When you raise your vibration, you're in alignment. You're in a receiving mode. You're in a vortex, But that's the missing part, your alignment, right? So that means that you just have to raise your vibration, and raising your vibration is about the thoughts that you think. So that is truly what's most important, right? How good you feel, right? And so however you do that, it could be whatever thought that feels good. Like you could be giving gratitude for the rabbit that is in your yard or something, right? It could be random, and that will help you manifest everything you want. Because as you improve the way you feel, no matter how you do it, no matter what you give appreciation for or whatever, when you feel good, it all comes. The money, the car, the whatever, right? So it depends on where you're at, right? If you are if you're a beginner, just do whatever thought that feels good. Always start simple, right? Always start simple, especially if you're a beginner. And you'll know the point where you're ready to take it to another level by thinking thoughts, affirmations in the present, present tense affirmations. And so let me just give you an example. So if I was a beginner, let's say I want to manifest more money, or my career. So I would say something like, I like that I can contribute to society. I like that I can be making money while pursuing my passion. I like the idea of service. I like the idea of giving and receiving. I like the idea of making money doing what I love. I like the idea of having all this money. I like the idea of getting all this money, helping people while getting this money. I'm looking forward to feeling the thrill of getting all this money, having all this money, loving all this money, being surrounded by all this money. That feels amazing. So let me do like the present tense version of that, right? Like, I like having all this money. It feels good to be swimming in all this money, to be having all this money, to be having all this money around me, all this cash around me, and all this cash in my bank account, in my Wells Fargo's account, in my PayPal account, having all this money. And I love that I am just making a big impact on the economy whenever I spend my money. And I love that when I spend money nowadays, it's a great thing, because when I spend money, I'm contributing to the economy. I'm putting food on the table for families. I love that I am supporting so many families and businesses and local businesses and people. I love all the money that I have, and I love sharing this money by spending this money, by supporting the businesses that I love. I love that I've been doing that. I love that that every time I've been buying something expensive, something cheap, doesn't matter. I can buy it all, and I know that whatever I buy, expensive or cheap, it's going to people, families, real people. And all this money that I have, all the money that I'm spending is going to them, and at the same time, I am being rewarded. I like all the things that I have in my reality. I like all the luxurious things in my reality. I love having all the things that I've always wanted. All of those rich, luxurious things I am blessed to have now. I can go on all the vacations that I want. I can eat all the foods that I want, whenever I want, however I want, whatever time I want, at the manner that I want. Life feels like this wonderful game. Life feels like paradise. Life feels magical. Life feels special. Yeah, so anyways, I don't know, like, to me there's just a little difference, in the form of energy that you activate, in the form of vibration that you activate. Don't take this too seriously, as far as like, don't overthink this. Just use what you need, and I love you guys. And if you guys can please help me share this video or podcast with someone who needs to hear this, I would really, really appreciate that. And if you're really struggling with your thoughts, or you need some more advice, or personal one-on-one type of service, click the link below. Schedule a free 15-minute call with me, and we'll go from there.